The first public beta of iOS 26 is just around the corner, and of course with this being a big update with a ton of new features and changes and the new design that is actually changing with every beta and it's getting really interesting, of course there will be a ton of people wanting to update to the public beta of iOS 26. And considering the fact that the update is now quite stable, there will be a ton of people installing the first public beta of iOS 26. So in today's video, I will show you guys 8 things that you should know before you try to install the first public beta of iOS 26 on your device. And we're starting with the release date. Now, we have actually been expecting this beta to be released this past week, but it didn't happen. Usually that's what Apple does. Between the 3rd and the 4th dev beta, they will release the first public beta. But it didn't happen this year, and the reports are that it will happen this upcoming week around the 23rd of July. So most likely, 99%, the 4th dev beta will be released on the 21st of July. That should be the date that we get the 4th dev beta, then followed with the first public beta. Most likely will be either the 22nd or the 23rd of July. This is the time that the first public beta will come to your device and you will be able to actually install it. Now, of course, when you want to install a beta on your device, you need to know whether your device is supported or not. So it's actually pretty simple. This year, Apple has actually dropped a few devices when it comes to iPhones. If you have an iPhone on iOS 18, you will be able to install the iOS 26 first public beta, but only on most devices. A few devices will actually be excluded. We're talking about the iPhone XS, XS Max, and the iPhone XR. These devices, if you have one of those, you actually won't be able to install iOS 26. So iOS 18 and now iOS 18.6, which is currently on beta, will be the last update for your device. Now, the installing process will be very simple. If you're currently on iOS 18, then all you have to do is go ahead and head on to your settings, go under the general settings here and go to software update. Now, before you try to install this update on your device, keep in mind that you need to have enough free storage. Now, the first dev beta of iOS 26 came in at around 16 gigs right here on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, so it should be somewhere around that for your device as well. So, of course, when trying to install an update, it will require way more space than the current size of the update. So for it to be installed on your device, you will probably need about 22 to 25 gigs of free storage. So make sure you have that in mind, and of course back up your device before you're trying to install it. Now, everything should go smooth, but just in case, you want to make sure that you have everything backed up. So if something goes wrong, then you will have everything saved on your backup. Once you have all that done, then all you have to do once the beta is out is come to your settings right here under the software update, go to beta updates, and you can see right here I have the dev update. There will be another one underneath it that will say iOS 26 public beta. All you have to do is select that, then come back here, refresh the page, and right there you will see the update for the first public beta of iOS 26. Another thing you need to know is that the dev beta and the public beta will actually be the same. So the fourth dev beta of iOS 26, as I said, will be released on the 21st, followed with the first public beta, and they both will have the same build number, meaning that they're exactly the same update. So there's no difference, so don't bother with trying to decide whether you want to go for the dev beta or the public beta. You're basically installing the exact same update on your device. Just of course, if you go with the public beta, you will get it a day or two later than the dev beta, and it will most likely happen with every other beta that Apple will release during the summer. Usually that's what they do. They will release the public beta a day after. So that's the only difference here. Otherwise, everything else will be exactly the same. Now, when trying to decide whether you want to install a beta or not on your device, a huge problem or basically a huge factor that will help you decide is the performance and battery of your device. How much battery you will get and how good the performance will be under that beta. So as you probably know, when Apple decides to actually release a public beta, they know that the device will actually handle it really well and that the update is actually enough stable for the public to test it. Now you can see right here the performance on paper here, basically on the tests that I have done, is actually amazing. This is beta 3 and this is the best score that I got on this device, even when I compare to iOS 18.5. So you can see right here the multi-core score at 7,602 with the single core score at 2,954. It's actually a really good performance. Now even using it, not just the tests, but using it on daily basis, it's actually really good. It's quite stable now with beta 3, and of course it will be even better with beta 4. The only problem here that I have that actually would keep me away from installing the beta on my device is the overheating. The device does heat quite a lot, so especially when trying to change wallpapers or customizing the icons on the home screen, it does heat a lot, so you have to keep that in mind. Hopefully it will be fixed with the beta. And of course another really important thing will be the battery. So the battery on iOS 26 beta, currently on beta 3, is okay. Not the best ever. Of course, it's a beta, so you can expect to have a bit less battery life on your device on daily basis. But if we take a look at the usage right here, now of course you have to keep in mind that I do use my device quite a lot during the day, doing a lot of things, and sometimes it will heat up and drain the battery. So you might, of course, by just using it on like the daily stuff, you might get a bit of better battery life, but you have an idea here of what to expect. This battery is actually at 90% battery health, so this is the results that I'm getting here. So 180% battery, 9 hours 23 minutes, 193% battery right here again, 9 hours and a half, and then 8 hours here with 169% battery. Again, it's not the best ever, but it's okay, something you can probably live with. And if you don't really use your device a lot during the day, you might not have any problems with going through the day with only one charge on your battery. The next thing you need to know are the new updates. So once you install the first public beta on your device, when can you expect a new update? So the public beta 2, of course. So what I'm thinking here, what will happen most likely is that Apple will actually go here on a 2-week schedule for another beta. So right here on the 21st, we will have the 4th beta actually, and then I'm expecting the 4th of August to be the day that Apple releases the next beta. So that will be beta 5 alongside with the public beta 2 that will most likely be the 5th or the 6th. And from this update on, I might expect Apple to actually release a date, like a new update every week, or maybe they will go with another one on 2-week schedule until the 18th and then release the 7th and the 8th here, and the RC most likely on the 8th of September. So this is something that can happen. So you will have to wait 2 weeks for another update, for most likely another couple of updates, and then it will switch to a weekly schedule. Now, another thing you need to know is that you can actually downgrade from iOS 26 public beta and the dev beta as well. There is a process. You will find a ton of different videos on YouTube explaining how to do that. You can actually update, even though it might be risky, you might lose your data or something like that, but always make sure that you have a backup of all of your data before trying to do anything. But if you just want to try it, I don't think you should install it at all. So when you install it, don't think about just installing it and then downgrading, because that process might get complicated and just cause you to lose your data. So make sure that you're really convinced that you want to keep this update on your device before trying to install it, and of course before you actually get the public release, which will happen in September. Now, talking about the public release, I'm expecting it to actually happen somewhere right here, either the 15th or the 22nd of September. Most likely it will be the 15th, expecting an RC version to be released on the 8th alongside with the iPhone event. The iPhone event will be the day that Apple also releases the RC version of iOS 26, and then a week after, on the 15th, I'm expecting Apple to release this update to the public. And last but not least, should you update or not your device to the new iOS 26 public beta? Well, I think yes, you should do it. It's actually a great update, and Apple is actually changing a lot of things here, especially with the liquid glass design. Hopefully they will bring it back again, because they have toned it down quite a lot with the third beta. It's really interesting to see how they will manage the fourth beta and what they will do, but it's a great update, and overall I don't think you will have any problems using it on your daily device. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, smash that like button, and of course subscribe for more videos, and I will see you on the next one.